And Assemblyman Bob Reilly joins me in the studio tonight. Assemblyman, how are you?
I'm real good, Liz.
Tonight actually is a big night, I should say, although it's not a big surprise. You are going to be formally kicking off your re-election campaign, and you were first elected in 2004.
Right.
And this, I understand, it was not a no-brainer for you. It was something that you struggled with.
I did struggle. I debated this in my mind whether I'd run again for 3 or 4 months. I couldn't really figure out why I was debating this, in the sense that I couldn't make up my mind. But then, for reasons I think still unknown to me, I decided to run again.
Well, did you, when you say you couldn't make up your mind, was it that things have gotten too dysfunctional in Albany, that you felt that it was taking up too much time? What was exactly the struggle that you were experiencing?
Well, perhaps the lack of real progress may have been behind it, but, you know, I could think to myself, let me get on with another phase of my life. I've done different things, and let me try something else, because I really do think I'm a citizen legislator. I was a county legislator, and after 8 years of service there, I left of my own accord. Quite frankly, I'm proud of that, because I think people should come into office and then go out. Now, when I said to people, I don't know whether I'm going to run again or not, they assumed that meant I wasn't. But it was just an internal debate with a whole bunch of different factors, you know. This business of being in the legislature really hurts your golf game, for example.
I could imagine that it would, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, not a lot of time to practice.
No.
But also, you are one of the few lawmakers who aren't taking a salary, or rather, you're taking it because of the way the law works. You're taking it, but then donating it to charity.
Right, and that's one of my pledges, and I just believe that it's worked out very well for me, Liz, because it really, I have no conflicts at all. You know, I'm not controlled by anything except the way I want to vote. And it's really, I think, given me a sense of freedom. And it also, for me, really identifies internally my public service. And I go around in the community, I see so many people in so many different organizations helping other people for, you know, there were probably 200 or 300 committee people at this meeting I was at last night. None of them are paid. I mean, they're all volunteers.
Right, Albany County Democratic meeting.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, but that goes on and on outside the political realm too. People volunteering in hospitals, the Boy Scout leaders, VFW, and so my service is no different than them. And we have somewhat lost that sense of public service, many people.
Your outspokenness and your ability to be independent is part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because there are not a lot of people that I think that I could actually put this next question to. We are about to have a change in leadership. David Patterson is not running for re-election. Andrew Cuomo is the presumptive Democratic nominee. He has not yet announced, and yet we see over this week that he is slowly leaking out policy positions, or rather people close to him are leaking them out to the media. I guess one of them is this idea that he's going to ask legislators to sign a pledge to promise in some way to support his agenda up front, or he's going to hold them accountable, not support them. What do you think about that as a duly elected lawmaker?
Well, first of all, I guess all politicians at his level, before they make an announcement, give trial balloons and see how it plays.
Right, that's not unusual.
So
sure.
They do that. And I don't know what Andrew has planned here. He hasn't done this. But let's just talk about, and I don't mind speculating on what may be. I think I have a responsibility to put my position out there. Let's say an executive says, I will support legislative candidates if they sign this pledge to do this or that. To me, any lawmaker that would sign such a pledge would abrogate his or her responsibility, because it's two co-equal branches of government which are really the checks and balances that we have within government. And for a lawmaker to say, well, I pledge to do whatever you want, Mr. or Mrs. Executive, is a real elimination of those checks and balances and an abrogation of your major responsibility.
But you're seeing also, I mean, obviously New York has inherently a very strong executive. That's the way that the law is written, gives the executive quite a bit of power. And we saw what happened with the steamroller, the former governor of New York, before the prostitution scandal, came in very, very strong with a mandate, and really there was a very acrimonious relationship with the legislature. And now I think people are afraid, because they believe that Andrew Cuomo will be the next governor, but they're afraid to say, well, wait a minute, this whole really aggressive approach didn't work so well before.
Yeah, what executives have to know, and I now have seen 3 or 4 governors, they come and go very quickly, as you know.
Yes.
But if you take Spitzer or Patterson, the legislature, as a group, the majority of us, we're right behind these people fully and completely. There is no need to go to war with us. Just lead us, and we're willing to go and support your agenda. There's no need to be a steamroller to put these things on. But returning, let's say an executive says, I will support you financially in your campaign if, in fact, you pledge to do this.
Well, that's a quid pro quo.
That's clearly a conflict. No question about that, I would think. And to say, well, I would support you in other ways, really borders on a conflict also. So also, you know, this is the year of pledges, because we have Mayor Koch out there.
I assume you're not going to sign that one either.
Yesterday, I told the Working Families Party that I wouldn't be signing their pledge for Wall Street bonuses. The Democratic Party wanted me to pledge to something. We have sign-on letters all the time going to the Speaker, which I don't sign. So it is a year of pledges. But you can see the problem for legislators in signing pledges.
Yeah.
This one, that one. And it's really, in a way, you feel almost like you're being blackmailed. We'll give you an endorsement if you pledge this. And I say, look, I'm not going to sign your pledge. Just judge me by my record. I have my own pledges, and my pledges are threefold. I had them from the first time I ran in 1984 for the county legislature. I return my salary. I'm independent of political parties and organizations, and I visit the community. And that makes me a citizen legislator.
Well, and you will see, right, you're announcing this evening, and you will then be running for re-election, and then you will see if your pledges hold up at the ballot box. That's the ultimate test whether your constituents will return you to office. And unfortunately, we're out of time, and I'm very sorry, because it's really been a pleasure to talk to you. So
Thank you,
thank you very much for coming in.